Welcome everybody to the Southampton Township Board of Education regular meeting. It is Monday, April 27th, 2026, for those who may not be aware. When you came in, we should have had some agendas out. Normally we have them online. We try to be easily accessible, but unfortunately, if you haven't noticed, the internet has been a little sporadically slow across the entire country today. Some states work more than others, and unfortunately Board Docs, who host our online agenda, has been down today. So we're going back to paper. Paper works. You'll find our vision and our mission on our agenda. You can also find it on our website. We've already done our call to order. We only have 2 people out today. We knew they would be out, so they are excused. And we have to read a few things quickly because we're required to. So first is our public notice of meeting. This meeting is held in compliance with NJSA 10-4-6. A schedule of meetings was posted in all schools, the Township Municipal Building, posted on the district website and the Southampton Township School District Facebook page. Notice of this meeting was transmitted to the Burlington County Times, the Courier Post, and the Township Clerk on January 9th, 2026. And with that, I would like to entertain a motion to close executive session.
Motion to close executive.
Thank you, Mr. Allen. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Hart. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? And the motion carries 706. Moving right along, please note that this public session is being audio and video recorded in accordance with our district policy 0168. And with that, if anyone who can and is able would like to rise for our flag salute. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Next up, we'll find our guidelines for the public forum. I won't bore you with reading through them all, but I would just like to let you know we have 2 public comment sections. That is something as a new feature this year. The first one is open for all comments, and the second one is open for all comments. So that first public session is going to be coming up here now. If you do wish to speak or have a comment, please just give us your name and your municipality of residence. We try to keep things timed here, but if you're trying to finish your thought, we will always, of course, let you do that. Be aware if we don't always respond directly, it isn't because we don't want to talk with you, it's just because New Jersey School Board of Ethics rules are fairly stringent. We always want to make sure that we are working as a group and a team, and sometimes we just can't respond directly, but we try to. So, with that, I would like to open public comments at 7:08. Anyone for public comments? Going once. Going twice. All right, and we will close public comment at 7:08. Next up, I'd like to entertain a motion to accept the agenda as published.
Motion is to accept the agenda as published.
Thank you, Mrs. Roseborough. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Allen. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? And the motion carries. Correspondence. Thank you cards. I don't have my digital agenda, so I don't have my digital copy.
Genevieve Akron, who was here last board meeting to receive the employee recognition. She wrote a very nice thank you note to the board.
Well, thank you. Next up is, I think many people, I know it's probably my absolute favorite. I do love policy. But community topics and presentations, starting off with employee recognition for the month of March 2026. And with that, I'll turn it over to Mrs. Roseborough.
Yay! May I ask Mr. Lucia to come up? Okay, so, Mr. Lucia was recognized, and the writer said that she goes above and beyond for the kids. Between teaching and drama club, I never see her without a smile. She does an amazing job, and I can tell she loves teaching and the children. We also had another writer that wrote in that said, I am honored to submit this letter of recognition for my co-teacher, Tara DeLucia, who teaches 5th grade language arts alongside me. You probably know who it is now. It is a privilege to work with someone whose dedication, professionalism, and enthusiasm makes such a positive impact on our students and our school community. Tara consistently demonstrates behavior that assists both students and staff. She approaches every situation with patience and empathy, ensuring that all students feel supported and understood. From the moment I joined Southampton Township Schools, Tara welcomed me with open arms, helping to make my transition seamless. Her guidance and support exemplifies her generosity and collaborative spirit. In her role as a classroom teacher, Tara displays outstanding performance in all aspects of her responsibilities. She collaborates with me to plan engaging lessons and differentiate instruction effectively. Tara consistently goes above and beyond to meet the diverse needs of our learners. Her attention to detail and commitment to excellence makes her a model educator within our school. Tara is a true team player. She collaborates seamlessly with staff, contributes ideas, shares resources, and supports colleagues whenever needed. Beyond her classroom duties, she serves as the district's drama director, and that was a fabulous play, spending countless hours planning and collaborating with staff and parent volunteers to create truly outstanding performances. Her dedication ensures that every production is an enriching experience for students and families alike, demonstrating her commitment to the school community above and beyond her core responsibilities. We're almost done. Moreover, Tara enthusiastically supports the mission of Southampton Township Schools. Her dedication to fostering academic growth, social-emotional development, and a positive school culture exemplifies the values and goals of our district. For these reasons and more, I wholeheartedly recognize Tara DeLucia for her exceptional contributions to our school and our students. Her professionalism, compassion, and dedication are inspiring, and she truly embodies the spirit of excellence that Southampton Township Schools strives to cultivate. So on behalf of the school board, we congratulate you, and here you go. Thank you. All right, next up, Mr. Nober. Okay, I'll be good. I'm gonna be good. All right, so Mr. Nober was also our second recognition nominee. Mr. Nober is qualified for this nomination because he is an amazing teacher. He runs 2 clubs, Media Club and Entrepreneur Club, and still has time to prepare amazing lessons every day. And I can vouch that he is a wonderful teacher. He's got my kids through all 4 of them. Middle school, so congratulations.
Thank you.
Mr. Nober.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, then.
Thank you, Sharon.
As always, we are really fortunate to have the staff that we do here in Southampton. We truly are. If you didn't get a chance to see Beauty and the Beast this year, or Addams Family before that, or Little Mermaid, or Bye Bye Birdie, Mrs. DeLucia and her team, they put in an insanely outsized amount of work. And they do the impossible. They get parents involved too. You suddenly see parents here on Saturdays building sets. That takes a lot of effort and a lot of time. And Mr. Nober, when you see kids make things and go like running down the hall to show a principal, look at this thing I just made as I'm coming in to like bring medicine to my kid, the nurse. It's like, what's going on? And it's like, I just printed this thing. And they get so excited. And to generate that kind of excitement over the sciences is invaluable. So thank you both for all that you do for the district. And we're going to get a little taste of that tonight, I hear.
Yep.
Yes? All right. Well, with that, we will turn it over to a student presentation from our Entrepreneur Club.
So, we are, I wasn't sure how much everybody wanted to know. So, what I did was I made this kind of all about our STEAM program in Southampton. And just a little bit about me for the why when I took over technology and designed the lab and all that. I thought technology needed to be more than just teaching technology for the coolness of what technology had to offer. There needed to be more, and students needed to have an understanding of how technology can be used to touch and change people's lives. So that's why I kind of did a little bit more than just Entrepreneur Club with this. We talked about, or we look at what skills do we build, these 21st century skills, and we in education we keep talking about them, and we're already a quarter of the way through the 21st century. But these are the skills that are going to be important. The critical thinking, the collaboration, and you'll see or hear a little bit about the collaboration today, and the critical thinking, curiosity, innovation, communicating with each other, and just the creativity that has to go into what they're doing. So we really reach our STEAM education here through classes, our general education classes. This year I started to take on 4th and 5th grade STEP classes, and then also through our clubs. So I'm going to give you a little taste of each of those. So in classes, this is a video of what we do in one of the projects we do in 8th grade. They have to build a cardboard chair, only using cardboard and hot glue. It has to hold one of their teammates, and they get bonus points if it can hold me. And I am 270 pounds. And if they can make it without using any hot glue and they just use cardboard and figure out how to interlock it, they get bonus points as well. So I'm just showing you a little video of them testing the day we tested their chairs. All right, good test. Sweet. I like how Henry's praying. Kids will support me. You're not making. You're kind of weight shaming me there, Henry. You have full confidence?
Woo, yeah.
Very good. Mason. Are in trouble. Now this one used no glue. This was all interlocking pieces of cardboard, just cardboard. I was a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie on this one. Again? Why? I know. I'm a little nervous about the no glue thing. I just put it in there as a possibility. I didn't say add it to it.
Oh, gee.
Oh, wow.
For you.
Impressive. All right. All right. Nice. Just cardboard. What are you feeling about that? That's not making me feel real good. You're scared. And I did make Mrs. Bertolus and Mrs. Grosser test first before I got on there.
Oh, wow.
All right, so. All right.
At the back.
Yeah, this one even did, they did it back.
Oh, wow.
Oh, all right. Yeah. All right. I'm just going to say that I probably weigh a little bit more than Isla and Miss Grosser combined. So. Oh gosh.
Please.
Will you come back here just in case I fall backwards? Yeah, because I'm just saying, I saw.
Like Aiden's gonna catch you.
I was trying to help you out.
I hear it cracking.
Lean back. So again, that's, really teaching about recycling and reusing and how cardboard can be reused. We discuss how beds at the Olympics, the past, I believe 2 Olympics were made out of cardboard, the frames of the beds. One of the other things I do a lot is talk about assistive devices. And we did with Tech Al, which is part of Temple University. They came during our PD day when all the Lenape districts got together, and the technology teachers came, and we learned about creating adaptive toys. And I have one of the adaptive toys here to show you, but basically this toy plays or reads stories. And it's typically done by pressing the feet, but there are some children who don't have that dexterity in their fingers. So what we did for that whole PD day was we opened up the toys, we rewired the toys with these connectors, we created 3D printed buttons that can just be pushed to get the toys to run. So I have someone who's going to help demonstrate, right? Someone who's going to help demonstrate. So set it here. Are you ready to come and demonstrate? So go ahead.
Hello there. I'm going to read you some of my favorite fairy tales. Are you ready? Let's get started. This one is called Hansel and Gretel. Once upon a time, a boy
You wanna
named
shut it
Hansel
off?
and his sister Gretel.
So we just rewired the toys so that they could be adapted to children. All of the teachers who came took toys with them. Thank you for your help. Took toys with them to take back to their preschools or kindergarten classes. So that was one of the ways we kind of built the adaptive toys into things. And the other thing we do is I will take our 6th grade and we have them put on goggles that are blacked out or scratched up so they can't really see very well. And they get a sense of what it's like to be visually impaired. I have them do a bunch of tasks around the room. We also do this have them put on layers of gloves and try and button shirts. tie shoes, pick up things from the floor, open bottles. And so this, what I'm going to show you next is a group decided that they realized when they had their glasses on, they couldn't tell what color marker they were using or what color marker they were being handed. So what they did was they designed these little clips that can go on crayon markers, and in Braille, it has a B for black, an R for red, a Y for yellow, so that they can be put on different markers and children would, or people would be able to tell what color they had. And they did an entire set, you know, for a set of Crayola markers. We also had students talking to some of our OT and PT professionals and talking about how they use play in some of their work with the students. So we had a group made a game where the student would spin and it would tell them they were going to pick up something with their pointer and thumb, and they had a little car. They 3D printed the little car, the little house, and then they would have to move, you know, with their pointer, they would have to move their person to the car and back and forth. So creating a little game like that, they gave it to the PT and OT professionals, let them try it with students, and got feedback on it. And then we have our next device. We have these students here. This is and I'll show you the video, and then you'll see it in person what they've designed. Opening the tab on a can, designed by Tristan. Tristan, where are you? Stand up. All right. There you go. Already tried it out. And there's Duncan. Tristan's going to try it out. So go ahead, give it a shot. Let's see. There we go. So they have their design here. Tristan and Duncan, you want to come up and put it on? I guess you can put it on this table here. So do you want to tell a little bit about the design? While you put it on, I'll show the different parts.
Okay, so the clamp, like, there's a clamp that has a ball on it. The ball do fail, but like it should work. And basically, it's that way if you have like the grip problem, it's easier to clamp it onto the table before you have to, like, it's easier to clamp it onto the table, so you don't like need to have help with that. Then we designed like springs for this, and so that would like we did a lot of like prototyping extending that because like you wanted to make sure it would like push the can correctly. Yeah, we'll also want to have like this on like this, so it wouldn't be, like, go down too far, but we also would be able to do it in the can as well.
So do we have anybody on the board who would like a Dr. Pepper?
I'm sure someone will drink it. Let's open
Someone
it
will
up.
drink it.
I love Dr.
That's
Pepper.
right.
You're good with that? Okay. All right.
Why not?
Let's go.
Who doesn't like a Dr. Pepper?
Yeah.
Gotta adjust it.
Oh. I think you want to push it down. Go on this.
Oh yeah, like that, remember?
There you go. All right.
There you go. Great job.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah, these are colder. You guys want one each? Is it okay?
Who's nervous?
One more there for you, Kirsten.
All right.
Awesome job.
You making a mess? That's all right. So we also incorporate STEAM in our STEP classes. This is the fourth grade decided, they came to me and they said, the fourth grade STEP is 5 students, and they said, we want to make a movie. And I said, okay, but you all got to write the script, you all got to figure out the scenes, you're going to edit it, you're going to, act in it, you're going to film, you're going to do the sound, everything. And they did, and we worked for probably about 7 weeks filming off and on, and they required me to obviously be in it. So it's an 11-minute movie. I'm not going to show it, but there's a QR code, or if you go to bit.ly/stepmovie26, you can watch the movie. They even put bloopers in at the end. And then clubs. So we have our entrepreneur club. Our entrepreneur club, what we do is we sell at different events, like the drama club. We made, a number of items for sale for the drama club productions. And then we sell at Christmas events. We sold at a Christmas fair in November, right after Thanksgiving. And what we do is we take our profits at the end of the year, the students come together, they decide where they want to donate the money. And we usually try and pick 2 charities, one human-centered and one environmentally centered. And then we also donate every year to the Star Foundation. So since 2019, we're over $7,000 that Entrepreneur Club has donated to different charities. The students all propose the charities and they decide and vote on them. Last year, they donated $1,000 to Memorial Sloan Cancer Center because one of the members' father passed away in the middle of the year, and they thought it was important to honor her and to honor him. We have shirts coming out in May for Mental Health Awareness Month, and they're going to be money donating to the Trevor Project, which is helping young people with suicide prevention. So that's one of the ways, again, we work STEAM into our clubs. And then in Media Club, Duncan, who you met, Duncan's older brother, Connor, who's in 8th grade, he didn't even know he was going to be part of this. But Duncan and another 8th grade student, Blake, when they joined Media Club, started creating this little series they called Agent Monk. And it has been a staple since they started in 5th grade. They then created a studio that was going to do multiple shows on the morning announcements. So they have Agent Monk and Roger and Mr. Hops. Roger and Mr. Hops is a kangaroo and a detective from Australia who solve mysteries. Agent Monk, you can see in the picture here, has a arch nemesis, Dr. Helium, who is a balloon. Connor's actually wearing his Agent Monk shirt. That was not even planned, which is amazing. But they then, last year, I believe 2 years ago, I came to them and I said, hey, why don't you guys make some merchandise that we can sell? So they made Agent Monk socks, we had Agent Monk tumblers, we had Agent Monk shirts, and we sold those, and they got to take some of the profit that we made from that, and they could use that to purchase their own Agent Monk materials. So again, that's another way we're combining the art and technology, everything into one. And then I know a lot of board members were interested in us doing steam tanks, so that is our next ambitious goal, is to next year join the steam tank in New Jersey. My plan is to work with our incoming 4th grade STEP class and have them work to designing and getting into steam tank. I believe it's in January next year. So, yeah, so that's kind of STEAM in Southampton and, you know, how it all goes together. So, thank you.
Does anyone on the board have any questions for Mr. Nober or any of our guests? Questions about STEAM? Entrepreneur?
I just have to say that there's never a time that I walk by your room. I came by today and kids were in the hall working on a technology project, and it stopped me in my tracks to ask them what they were doing, and they're so into it and so excited when they're in that classroom, and it's evident the engagement. It's always loud because they're always doing something. So it's very evident. And then to you, Mr. Nober, he is a gentleman that never says no. You think we could do this? Yep, sure, no problem. You know, he's here tonight. He's everywhere. He's at all the drama. You know, supporting the kids and helping the kids. And since I've walked in the district, he hasn't said no to one idea or thing that has been brought. You know, too. So I thank you for that, and
Yeah,
you know, you're doing a fantastic job with our students. Thank you.
Thank you. One other thing to mention, if you don't know, we also, Media Club has an online radio station that we run called Warrior Radio. You can go to warriorradio.net. It's on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Students have created different shows on Warrior Radio. You know, we had a Black History Month music show. We had a SDGs music show. You know, so there was a Hispanic Heritage Month music show. So there's a lot of different shows that run, and then at Christmas, there's holiday music from Thanksgiving to like January 1st every year. So that's a kind of nice and fun thing for them to do. We broadcast some of the basketball games live. Students get to call the game, you know, like announcers. Not always quite as professional as the announcers. We had to remind some that in basketball it's not a fumble, you know, things like that, but they do their best. Yeah?
Can you explain what Steam Tank is?
So Steam Tank is a competition run by the New Jersey School Board Association. And it's just like Shark Tank, if you've ever seen the TV show Shark Tank, where people come in and they pitch ideas. Students do the same thing, just based in the STEAM, the science, technology, engineering, art, and math. Yeah, so it's their way of getting the kids up, presenting in front of people, coming up with product ideas and innovative ideas. Yep. Yeah.
I don't have a question so much as just a comment. My son Tristan loves you. He talks about you. But he never really told me any of the things that you guys do. How incredible. I mean, not only are you encouraging them to be creative and innovative and really follow their ideas to do something big with them, like, hey, make some merchandise, go ahead, do something with that, and giving them the reins to kind of take their ideas, you know? But it's also the empathy that you're giving them when you say, hey, this is what somebody who has visual impairment, this is what they experience life like. How can we help these people? And encouraging them to go ahead and make adaptive devices. This is incredible. Like,
Thank you.
I'm so excited right now. Like, I'm very, very excited about this. This is incredible. I see why he loves
Period. Period.
I appreciate it. We also, I mean, I didn't put it in here, but we do a 7th grade does a project where they create a scale model prototype of an off-road wheelchair. So we go out through the school, we have 2 wheelchairs, kids get in, they try it out, see what it's like, navigating school in a wheelchair, navigating the grass, navigating the gravel, getting up from the parking lot onto just the sidewalk. You know, yeah, you have to think about where's the ramp. You know, even the little hill from school 3 to school 2 in the breezeway that they never think about being a hill, When you get in a wheelchair and you're pushing yourself up, you realize how much of a hill it could be. Or when we close the door and the rest of the class goes out and we say, all right, come on out now. And they're taking 5 minutes trying to figure out, how do I open the door to get out? You know, so that's another, again, that empathy building is huge. Sometimes it's scary. I mean, I'll be honest, when Duncan and Tristan were designing this thing, I'm like, what in the world are you two designing? And they're like, it's gonna open a can. I'm like, how? What? But you kind of just say, okay, go for it, figure it out. And they did, and they made mistakes, and they printed again, and prototyped again, and went back to the drawing board, and they figured it out, so.
That's
yeah.
more courage than I think in my adult world that my own boss gives me. That's incredible. I love that you're giving them the wings to try these things.
Oh, thank you, I appreciate it. Thank you.
As the community, I appreciate you.
I just, as we move on to our next section, I really want to point out, because I don't think people toot their own horns enough sometimes. Southampton may look small from the outside to some people, but Mr. Nober, he mentioned in passing that PD training in there. And correct me if I'm wrong, was this the one that was offered to multiple other schools? Was this that?
It was the whole Lenape Regional School
All the
District.
technology.
Yeah.
They came to Mr. Nober for it.
See, and this is so amazing about our faculty, but Mr. Nover in particular, and several others. But in their areas, they're not just great human beings who teach our kids the information they need to succeed in life, empathy as well, right alongside it. Also, business skills and acumen. Well done, funding your own merch. Smart young gentlemen. But they're also on the forefront of education in STEAM, which is already at the bleeding edge. And you have people from other districts coming to Southampton to learn how to do this. And that's amazing. The state recently adopted the new computer curriculum. The State Board of Education voted to accept what's going to be the curriculum moving forward. And it made me laugh when I saw that, because they had a whole section about AI. Mr. Nober and team were ahead of that by a mile. Months and months and months and months and months and months and months ago, they came and this board talked about this last year. And the state's just playing catch up. So thank you for all you do, Mr. Nober, and thank our administration for creating an environment where that kind of work can happen, because you have to trust your faculty.
Giving us the ability to try things and not be afraid.
Yeah.
Huge. So.
And it would go without saying also, the Star Foundation was mentioned in passing. Thank you to the Star Foundation, because part of the reason we can do fun stuff like this in Southampton is because they've helped pick up some equipment for us in the past, correct?
100%. Most of the room, you know, when I came up with the design, they were on board to fund it. So, huge. Thousands of dollars.
Yeah. And that's from people who just want to donate to see what our kids their potential can be, without necessarily having to go back to our taxpayers and saying, hey, we're going to force you to pay for this. People do it voluntarily, and then our kids go out and do the work themselves. So, moving on, PTA. I was informed that apparently baseball season is in full swing, so almost our entire exec team for the PTA are at various games this evening. But one of them sent me a text and asked if I would read it on their behalf. So I will do that. From our PTA president, Ms. Regina Hamera. April wrapped up with a successful close of our first spring book fair. Hosted through Literati, it brought a fresh variety of books for our students to enjoy. Thanks to the support of our families, purchases from the fair allowed us to provide the library and many classrooms with new books to help refresh their collections. We also held our final school dance at the end of March and hosted an engaging Mad Science event for grades K through 8, where students explored the science behind the elements of ice and fire. The Recreation Committee is launching Walking Wednesdays this spring, while preparations are underway for our upcoming Parents' Night Out, featuring a nighttime bazaar theme. Our 8th grade committee is finalizing plans for both the dinner dance and picnic. The membership committee has organized an exciting outing with the Jersey Shore Blue Claws, which will include a pregame parade on the field, group singing, and an opportunity for one lucky student to throw out the first pitch. Special committees, including the 3rd grade float and 5th grade bash, have begun planning, and we're grateful to the many parents who are volunteering for upcoming field trips. Finally, we will be holding elections for next year's officers at the beginning of May. And that is the PTA update. All right, and if you didn't get a chance to go to the Literati Book Fair, it was a lot of fun. It was a blast. Kids were really excited.
Great books.
Yeah. All right, next up is the STEA, our Southampton Township Education Association.
Miss Parisi. And baby.
I'll stand this way. Good evening, everyone. My name is Sydney Parisi, and I'm a member of the Southampton Township Education Association. I'm excited to share some of the things our members have been up to this month. April has been full of fun events and a busy time for students and staff. School 3 Drama Club proudly presented Beauty and the Beast the first week of the month. This year's show is a huge success, and we are proud to sponsor this event every year. The STEA was able to give the Drama Club $2,800 to support the Drama Guild. Students and parents worked hard through the entire season on sets, props, and much more. Over 800 people came out to see the show. What an amazing community event. From the excitement of Beauty and the Beast to the excitement of the spring and Easter activities, all students were very busy before spring break. The rock, paper, scissors tournament was a huge success in School 1, and students had a blast on Green and Gold Day. We were able to honor our outstanding club members and true warriors to start off spring break on a positive note. After spring break, some of our members took their own personal time to attend inspirational professional development through our county weekend event. We spent time reflecting on what is important as educators and ways to bring new ideas to our students and colleagues. We have all hit the ground running after resting on spring break as grades 3 through 8 prepare to finish units and explore the new testing format for NJSLA coming up this upcoming month. STEA is a proud sponsor of Community Night coming up next week on May 7th. We will once again be sponsoring free Kona Ice for all children in attendance, as well as sponsoring lawn games and activity stations for a fun evening. We hope everybody can come out next week and celebrate our amazing community. As always, we would like to thank the administration for helping to make our ideas a reality. Working together, we can continue to make Southampton Township a great place to be.
Thank you. If you have not been to a community night, you need to come out next week. Community night is amazing. The food is awesome. It is a blast for adults and kids alike. You will be very happy that if you come out. It's a good time, whether you have kids with you or not. And with that, we're going to take a brief recess. We will reconvene board since we do have budget tonight. Let's say 7:52. Give time. Anyone needs to go to the restrooms or the amenities, and maybe say hi to some of our illustrious guests. 7:53. 7:53. No, we're going to come back at 7:53. Yeah.
4 minutes now. 4 minutes now.
4 minutes now. You got an extra one. Anytime I say 5 minutes, it ends up being 8. I have to check to make sure he has enough time.
Like, no, like, that's not anything that we are.
That's what it's on.
We did a lot of these sort of stuff that Hey, I don't know, I'll bring it.
Okay. That's a great
Can't remember. Anybody give you that code? Yeah. I saw something there I'm getting old.
Started with the camera. quite impressed, can I just say? I didn't know, they don't tell us. I had no idea that they were.
Yeah, I was like.
And then he's like, I'm great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great, that's pretty cool.
I try to stay.
Right, of course.
She was getting jammed up.
No, right, like where our money's going and everything.
Is it upside down?
Mary's like, keep it there, see if anyone notices. The public notice.
It needs like a lot of refreshment. Older people are struggling. Yeah, I don't This idea I could have added was instruction. You know, here's that.
No big deal. Look right like it.
Trying to sneak out the emergency exit.
So I know for many reasons here at the seat, I don't run the nominating committee at all. But first we are alternative. So all happens is it goes out, and then once they keep it down, should.
Mary, do you want me up there with you?
So I know what's a good so I know why election, I know why how
So I took multiple line
no, just the exact
No, you're south end of Pittsburgh.
chairs and
Let me go to our son, you go up there and go.
the board of directors are the committee. So it's the board of directors who are the executive they are
Yeah. 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 Should we go? I did.
No, that happens. First the executive. Then usually you get some time to work because between the middle of May and blood work.
Some people do, some people don't. The curriculum ones are the
We donate every year.
They still have.
I just wanted to be sure. No, I think it's just me.
Right, but there are things that I wanna do.
Yeah, so that's what I think we should talk about. Either way, nomination officers. Fine. I need to check to see why you didn't get a call back from Opera. That's weird.
Thank you. I think there were at least 5.
All right, I can check that.
Thank you.
All right. Oh, shit.
Total, and we'll send it to me.
Okay.
And can I email to everybody? Right now, he's already got that.
Thank you.
Oh, as soon as I find out, I can send it.
Yeah, could you just, that way if anyone wants to look at it. I would like when we finish tonight to be done with this entire. All right. This is why. Here they come. All right, it is 7:57.
Are we back on the broadcasting?
We have a little blue light.
Good, okay.
Does it say that it's streaming? All right. Perfect. Transparency at its finest. Welcome back. Recess is over. We are going to go ahead and I would like to entertain a motion for the approval of minutes for the February 26th, 2026 regular session, executive session minutes, March 12th work session and executive session minutes, and March 26th regular and executive session minutes as provided in the board packet.
I'll make a motion to accept all of those minutes you just talked about.
Thank you, Mrs. Zoe. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Donner. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Donner?
Yes.
Mrs. Hoey?
Yes.
Mr. Hart?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes.
Mrs. Roseborough?
Yes.
Mr. Hahn?
Yes.
Mr. Corelli?
Yes, and motion carries. Minutes are approved. Next up is the board secretary report. Of particular note for everyone in our audience and who may be watching at home, it is our public 2026-2027 budget presentation. We're going to turn it over to Miss Mary Conroy, our business administrator and board secretary.
Okay, 2026-27 budget presentation.
No, I'm going in the
It
back.
was advertised in the newspaper and it is also on our website. Our state aid figures did increase by $82,611. Preschool aid will be $1,779,300. We have an increase in state aid, increase of $586,350. Our total operating budget this year will be $19,894,831. Tax increase of 2%. Our tax levy will be $13,260,854. We're using the surplus from our audit. The special revenue estimated of what we will bring in is $329,000, and our state aid total is $1.46 million, and the preschool expansion is almost $8 million. Challenges were increase in health benefits at 17%, which is about $417,000. Transportation increase, or out out of districts increased last year and going into this year about 284,000. Last year it was about 446,000. Other tax savings is our preschool aid. We do have two cap that we could take. One is for healthcare of 200,000 and one is for an enrollment adjustment. That would increase the taxes to about 6%. So that is in our fund, that will go into a cap reserve. Our excess in our fund balance was 619,000 that we will use into next year's budget. We are also possibly going to have a reduction in force.
So, as you see up there, one guidance counselor and reducing OT and speech schedules to a 3-day work week is what we have projected.
With our budget, we will still maintain existing educational program and curriculum, including maintaining this summer program for special ed students, kindergarten readiness, expand our preschool program. We will add preschool through 3rd grade art and music teacher. We enhance the curriculum and instruction. Our math curricula is a revision to incorporate updated standards, professional development to support implementation of revised curricula. We maintain field trips, clubs, sports, and activities. This is the pie of our budget. And this is basically the percentages of where the funds are spent. You see the out of districts have really increased.
Yeah.
Is there any questions?
All right, so we're going to open it up to the board for questions, and then after our board, we'll, if you don't mind, take a few questions.
That's fine.
Board members?
The special funding, when will you have the exact number?
From the federal?
Usually they let us know by August.
What options will we have going forward for the healthcare benefit increase? There's got to be, maybe not right this moment, obviously, but what options do we have going forward to help mitigate that?
So we have talked about this. I mean, you can go out and get a broker, but because we're in the middle of a contract, it would have to be equal to or greater to what people currently receive right now. The next option we have is to really, when the next contract, the teacher's contract ends in 2028, is really come to the negotiation table, making some, maybe increasing deductibles, taking a look at prescriptions, increasing prescriptions. So there's a lot that needs to be had at the negotiation table in terms of health benefits. So those are our two options. Go out and find something, and we talked a little bit about this last week. We're gonna look at it and see if it's even a possibility, but where we would go, even in the middle of a contract, somewhere where we would get some breakage that is equal or greater to what people currently have. That's a lengthy process, because what happens is as soon as you do that, you get the upfront savings, but then you'll see in the next 2 years, you're kind of right back where you started. So it's you either go out and you shop every 3 years, or we come to the negotiation table at the next contract and we start saying, like, we gotta maybe a $2 copay for a prescription is maybe we up that. Maybe we, a copay to a doctor is $20 instead of 10, depending on what plan they're in. We offer several plans here. Most people in this district, I would say, moved over with the exception of 2 from the Cadillac, the very high Patriot to the educator's plan, which is somewhat more reasonable, but those are the only options we have on the table in terms of healthcare until something is done nationally about it.
Can I add something?
Sure.
There was one option I was thinking about, and that is families that have coverage, have more taken it through us, or have some taken it from their spouse or
Yeah.
whatever. Do we need to consider upping the ante?
The waiver, yeah, our current waiver right now is $5,000, 5,000 for the
Yes,
waiver?
starts at 5, yeah.
Yeah, starts
For
at 5.
Full benefits,
Mhm.
down to 3.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The other thing with the healthcare is chapter 44, which she was just saying, the Cadillac
Yeah.
plan so the Cadillac, I believe that you're describing is chapter 78, which is an older plan. Chapter 44 was more recent. Chapter 44 expires in 2027. And so we don't yet know what the state is going to either continue it, put something new in its place, so we're gonna have to kind of see
Yeah.
what the state mandates, which that also may help, may hurt, but that's coming down the pike as well.
Hoping they help. Everybody's
That's one to
screaming
watch.
about it, so hopefully.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, on the healthcare front, and I won't belabor the point because we've had this discussion here, but just for our members of the public who may be in the room or watching, we've alluded to it a few times that this is a problem nationally, honestly, but in New Jersey, talking about our neck of the woods, this is a problem across the entire state. Even the state plan, which in theory should have all the leveraging power, bargaining power in the world, still had a 19% increase. And that's usually the only thing you have over people in healthcare negotiations is how many employees. That's your leverage when you're dealing with insurance companies. And if the state of New Jersey can't leverage better than a 19% premium increase, I mean, this is the time to talk to your Congress critters. If this is affecting you in your jobs or your homes, it's affecting your district. But I will say that despite that increase in cost, we didn't go out and get a waiver like a lot of other districts were forced to do to cover the deficit caused by the healthcare benefits. And for those who aren't aware of that, districts had the opportunity to go without talking to taxpayers straight to the county superintendent and to the state and say, we've got to go above that 2% cap, sorry. And we did not.
Yeah, and I think you'll see that the soonest you could have a budget meeting for approval is tonight. So within the next couple days, you're going to be seeing very local districts with a very different story. We took this budget, it was carefully thought out. How do we meet the needs of our students as well as the responsibility to the community? So Mary did a fantastic job, getting it together. It's never easy at budget time. We're not walking out of here with massive cuts. We're at the 2% cap. We're being, fiscally responsible and making sure that we're watching every dime going in and out. So we understand the taxpayers, need, and I think, sometimes 2% could even, raise people's eyebrows. But pay close attention to, your neighboring districts and what you're gonna see in the next week in where they are. And we have maintained, what we have here. We still cover all field trips, we cover all sports. That is a novelty that most districts, don't have. It's pay to play, you pay for activity fees, everything is out of pocket to parents in most districts around.
The other thing that I just want to point out is that we are, ahead of schedule on referendum in terms of what we've been spending. Our administration's done a phenomenal job on that. If you haven't been at the board meetings over the past several months, we always check in on this. And we have board members who are not afraid to hold Mrs. Geibel and Mary to account on where's the money, how are we spending it, did we double check this? And they have been prudent and they have been fiscally responsible. And the thing as a parent that I am proud to say is that we have proven, I think as a district, that you can be fiscally responsible and still provide base level services. Our policies on class size, still in place. Other districts around us, that will not be the case. We still have we may be having a potential reduction in force, but we're not eliminating services, we're structuring them better so they can serve our kids and they can make sure they have what they need. So no one wants to pay more taxes, ever. But I'm at least glad to know that we're not running in a deficit. And I am proud of our superintendent for delivering on what this board has asked her to do, which is to mind the dollars and get on student achievement. So, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mary.
Any questions from the public in regards to this? Ms. Hargrave?
I just don't understand what.
I'm sorry, could you say your name?
Oh, that again. Karen Hargrave, Southampton.
Thanks.
I just don't know what is included in the out-of-district costs. Like, what does that comprise, and what's the reason for the increase?
It's tuition to an out-of-district school. Could be Burlington County Special Services, it could be Archway, it could be Hampton Academy, depending on the student's needs. And it includes tuition, they need a nurse, a para, and all their services. So it ranges from 50, 60,000 up to 100 and something thousand.
And transportation.
Any reason for the increase?
Explain that
We
we don't have control over special services.
We don't have control over it, it's what the child needs, and every district's in this, they have to send out, you have to send out, and you're responsible for the bill.
So it's just a matter of how many families we have in our township that need
Yeah.
these services?
Mhm.
Ouch.
Yeah, that's why it can balloon, like it can go
Yeah,
from.
yeah, you could have a family, we had a family move in and, 3 of the 5 needed that kind of placement. That's
Right.
what we're required to do.
2 needed nurses, full-day nurses, it's a big expense.
It's a lot.
But we had purchased the van with insurance funds that we had coming back to us for transportation, so that cut down on busing those students there. So we have a van driver that brings them and saves us a lot of money.
And I want to thank you for bringing that up, because I want to highlight that, 2 things just quickly for the public to be aware of, because it might seem like a simple solution. Get a van, drive the kids. That makes sense. It's cheaper than a bus.
Yeah, that wasn't.
We weren't even allowed to have staff drive vans for kids until last summer. And even when they put the new law in place,
CDL.
administratively,
Yeah,
they messed up the deadlines. So God help you if someone you hired in June couldn't stay through September. Oh, you gotta wait till next year because you don't have the proper administrative nonsense. The district was foresighted enough, and I say district, but it really is the administrative team. I'm not just trying to blow smoke. Like, Mrs. Geibel and Mrs. Conway have been on point on paying attention to what's coming out. Because that came out, they were on it, they made sure we had people going through the system, they made sure, and Mr. Hart down here did a lot of pushing in terms of, let's get a good van, let's get a good vehicle.
Multiple vans.
We're thinking about it.
I mean, it's saving, I don't want to speak incorrectly here, but
Hundreds.
Well, just $160,000 this year just in transportation with the purchase of a $40,000 van.
which was
So-
bought with,
shift money,
Insurance
with
money that we
insurance
had
money.
in a fund that
Yeah.
came back to us.
that's just
And-
smart management, like.
And I am a driver, and it's
Yeah,
one of my.
you are a driver.
I actually enjoyed the break. Once you're in, you only certain people can drive the
Should we
van.
talk
So
about the tiers
it's
of the DMV
between
on Friday
Bruce
afternoon?
Stranahan, who's the facilities director,
To get access.
myself, and the driver that we hired. We are the drivers for the district. So.
And we're servicing pre-K with full reimbursement to the tune of well over $1 million, whereas districts around us had to give up on moving forward with pre-K because they waited too long, and now they only get 60 to 40% reimbursement depending on when they get into the pot. And that was due to this board and Mrs. Geibel moving like lightning. She'd been in the job very little time to get the paperwork in, get the work done, because she knew the deadline was coming. And because of that, Southampton's getting full reimbursement as much as we could potentially be eligible for. And that's letting us bring services to our families and our kids. So.
Yeah, that 1.8 million makes a huge impact on our budget. So without that, we would be having a very different conversation about where we are in terms of deficit.
Any other questions about the budget as presented? Because we are going to vote on it tonight. So speak now, forever hold your peace. Mr. DeHoff.
DeHoff, Southampton. I just want to thank you, Mary, for sending the amortization schedule.
Oh, of course, you're welcome.
After the last meeting, it definitely helped explain kind of how all that math is working that we were talking about last meeting. I did just want to ask, in the budget, it doesn't show that there's going to be a fund balance of that $327,000. I just didn't know why.
What fund?
For the state aid that's coming in, that wasn't calculated for the tax levy portion.
go back a couple slides, I think it was misread.
Oh,
Right.
The healthcare adjustment? Is it-
Now, for the, state aid that we're getting for the debt service aid, it's like 327. I know we weren't counting it towards the amount raised.
Oh, okay, that is not in here, that's on the advertised budget?
Right on the advertised, but the estimated fund balance shows 0. I'm just thinking it should be 327, be able to utilize next year to reduce that amount to be raised.
I believe it's on the advertised, if I remember.
Yes, it's on the
correctly.
advertised,
It's on the
yeah, I
advertised.
did not put it in here.
It's in here.
What was the total of it? I just wanted to.
300 and,
52.
It was $327,000, 3,468.
I have to look in the,
You have a printout of the,
Think I
advertised?
do.
And that was the discussion at the last meeting, was where was that accounted
I could
for,
pull it up
when
on
we
my
forgot
computer.
about
well, that comes in throughout the year. That will come in and go into the account, but when we're done with all the projects, then we will figure how it's gonna go back.
So we can't utilize that 327,000 next year?
I don't think so.
Towards-
I think
towards
until
oil
all the
tax.
projects are done, and then we will start paying back more into debt service than what is on that schedule.
A little confused with that, but I thought the understanding was the money, because we did not have it yet,
Mhm.
it was gonna trickle in throughout the year.
Yes.
You wanted to raise that money to pay the $1 million debt payment,
Right.
and then utilize it maybe in the next year.
Yes, yes. What you're saying is that will end up being part of the fund balance when we get the audit done.
Right.
Yeah, once the audit shows, that will be in there because we had to account for the full tax levy, debt service.
Yes, that's it.
You can't assume that's coming. We have to wait for that to come in
So
from
then
us.
you're using the 25,000 from prior year.
Yes.
That's where the $1,509,000 comes in,
Right.
or $1,059,000.
So once the audit is complete, that will end up in fund balance.
Right.
Yes.
So on the budget, it just showed as 0 for the estimate, I just wasn't sure why.
Because we don't have it yet.
Correct, but you're budgeting that it's coming in as a revenue.
But I don't think, Mary, you might answer that question.
It's on
What he's-
2627 proposed. It's on the advertised budget.
For revenue, but not for the fund balance.
It's right here.
It could be a
Budget fund
Yeah,
balance.
it's under budgeted fund balance. Yeah.
40-303.
That was from, yeah, and that
3160.
25.6 is left over from last year because we didn't have the exact numbers for last year's payments, so I went a little bit above. I went to 500,000, so we were 25,000 over, so that's a fund balance. And then that's expected, budgeted fund balance.
Right, but on page 6, your recapitulation of balances, it shows 0 for an estimated for the end of the year. I just didn't know if that needed to be included there.
Okay. No, the county,
I saw the whole schedule in the,
Yeah.
revenue schedule.
Right.
That was fine.
Okay.
And the math all worked out for you.
right,
sent the
right,
schedule.
yeah,
I
the
just
county
didn't know if it
BA
needed to be
didn't
included.
mention that, to change that.
You said it's on page 6?
I think it's page 6 or 7.
The recapitulation.
Mm.
Because you had.
I'll double check with them, but, yeah.
It may not be that major, because when you have your audit, it'll show.
Right,
but
right.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if you needed to show that.
Okay.
Oh, there it is.
I would think you would have caught that, but we'll double check that.
Yeah.
But otherwise, congratulations on the rest of it. It was a very modest increase given the circumstances, so.
Yeah, thank God. Right.
Thank you, Mr.
I
Neal.
actually have an alibi.
You have an alibi?
Oh.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear. I thought you said alibi.
That's an expression if nobody else has heard of it.
No,
Military thing. May I?
Yeah, you can.
At the working, Karen Hargrove, Southampton, at the work session, when we all first heard about this $400,000 increase for healthcare, one of the suggestions I made, by the way, Mr. Hunt, thank you very much, I was gonna make the same suggestion about offering waivers. My family has done that, in previous employment situations where we can choose one spouse's health coverage over another, and it's really nice to get that paycheck. Like, I'll take $5,000 in my pocket, that's really nice, instead of the township paying however much for healthcare. In any event, at the work session, one of the things I said was, because it's so expensive per person, is there any possibility of reducing reducing any staff from full-time to less than full-time to reduce, I was thinking in the context of healthcare costs. And the answer was no. It was just no. And then sure enough, tonight we're seeing, a reduction in force, which helps with the overall budget and salaries and everything. But, 2 or 3 people being reduced, that's less healthcare costs. So I just wanted to make the comment.
That's if they take the healthcare. You don't know that those individuals take healthcare. Yeah.
It's a step in the right
Yeah.
direction. All I'm saying is, like, I wish somebody would have said, we're looking at that. Like, I took it as a taxpayer, and I'm new at all of this, I'm learning all of this,
Yeah.
I get it. But I took that no, like, well, isn't that something to, like, just look at, to try, to give it a whirl? So I'm just saying, and I know you're limited on information that you can share, but there's a difference between no and we're looking at that.
Right, and if
So-
I remember correctly, you had mentioned aides. You had mentioned reference Lacey Township and the aides. Our aides are already outsourced and we don't pay their health insurance.
And then we talked
well
about
as
janitors,
cafeterias.
staff, secretaries, I'm looking to reduce costs. Anybody we can make less than full-time, so that's just my comment. Thank you. Great job, by the way. Great stuff, guys.
Anyone else for the budget? Going. Gone. Thank you, Mrs. Pond.
You're welcome, thank you.
All right, moving on down the road. Next up, we have.
Mr. Crowley, I just want to make a note.
Of course.
Real quick regarding the budget.
Yes.
And unfortunately, I was able to print mine out before everything went down.
Mhm.
But let the public know that based on the 26 and 27 revised budget versus 25 and 26, we've actually increased the cost investment per student, if I'm reading that correctly.
Yes.
Okay, of about upwards of almost $500 per student.
Yes.
Public should know that.
Yeah. And I think it's also worth noting, I'm glad you brought that up, Mr. Hart, because per pupil cost is something that I think is important for accountability purposes, because there are some districts in the state that have very high per pupil costs, and their test scores are not commensurate to that expenditure. I would just suggest everyone take a look at the surrounding areas over the next week and what their per pupil costs are and the decisions that they're having to make, as well as what their educational outcomes are, because ultimately that's the goal, right? Educating our kids properly. It costs money, but you can do it well and not have to go above and over the top with the expenditures.
Well, again, and just to add on, Mr. Crowley, just so that, again, I don't know how many people have been able to look at that, but not only was our administration able to add money to the pupil, we were able to hold administration costs basically within pennies, minimal dollars, as well as the support service and salaries due to our negotiations and our contracts that we did a year ago, right?
Yeah.
So.
That's an excellent point, and that, you don't often hear school boards say this, but I feel comfortable saying it. If anyone else who was on the committee disagrees, please feel free. But I am thankful that our local unit, STEA, worked hand in hand with the board to make sure that we were focused on student outcomes. We all knew that times are hard. We all know that. Everyone is aware of that. But negotiations can be tough, and we came to a place where Mr. Hart highlighted our operating costs. It's frankly remarkable, and that is due to people being willing to work together, make compromise, and keep focused on the goal. If you do that, everything else should hopefully fall into place.
Again, our administration, as well as our negotiating committee, I believe Mrs. Hoey, Mrs. Wright, yourself, that was a lengthy negotiation, and we had a lot of backlash, if I remember, and it was the teachers in the school that supported it at the end. Again, thanks to our administration.
All right. Moving on down The bill list, by the way, I know we've been waiting on it because of the outages that did get emailed, so if you want to take a look at your emails, that should be in there.
It was.
You want the total?
Yes, please.
$668,465.08.
One more time, please.
668,465.08.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, is it up now?
She emailed it to
I
everybody.
emailed
Because
it
it's in the
to-
board docs, it's still
It's still there.
not. They're gonna have a rough morning tomorrow.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else there? Oh, ink. Apparently.
If I could just get the 658 versus the 508, or is that, we didn't have the total bill list when you printed out? 'Cause I printed
Oh,
it.
that was probably, it was the old one
Okay.
last month, yeah. This one was a little higher too, 'cause it's later in the month, more bills. And
That's what I
last
thought.
month she
Yep.
did it early.
So, do we need a
What do you want me
separate,
to
to
read?
our solicitor, do we need a separate motion for the budget acceptance versus the rest of the board secretary's report?
Yeah, because the action says
Yeah,
8C to
you're
8I.
gonna be doing an action to approve the,
Okay, so we are gonna be doing it separately.
yeah.
I don't think we have the action in here,
It's
though.
not listed on there, and
Okay.
for what, I know it's hard to read, but I don't see it there.
All right, so then moving back, just for your reference for the board, we're gonna go back to 8A, and we're gonna go ahead, and I am going to request a motion to approve the 2026-2027 Southampton Township School District budget as presented on April 27th, 2026.
I move to accept the 2026-2027 budget as presented.
Thank you, Mrs. Roseborough. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Hart. Any discussion? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Mr. Hahn? No?
We're good.
Okay. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Donner?
No.
Mrs. Hoey?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes.
Mrs. Roseborough?
Yes.
Mr. Hahn?
Yes.
Mr. Corelli?
Yes.
Mr. Hart?
Mr. Hart?
Yes.
Sorry about that.
All right. Motion carries. Moving on down the line. Normally I try to breeze past this because I want everyone to have a chance to look at these beforehand, but does anyone have any questions or need any additional information on the remaining items on the board secretary report? I'm going to go ahead and entertain a motion to approve the board secretary's report, items 8C through 8.
I have one question.
Oh, sorry.
On the PSE&G bill, are we getting the ACES rate now? For the electric? We are?
Yeah.
8 cents? Okay.
I will like to entertain a motion for 8C through 8I of approving of the board secretary's report. Can I get a motion?
I move to approve 8C through 8I, the board secretary's report.
Thank you, Mr. Roseborough. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Allen. One last call. Any discussion? Hearing none. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Donner?
Yes.
Mrs. Hoey?
Yes.
Mr. Hart?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes.
Mrs. Roseborough?
Yes.
Mr. Hahn?
Yes.
Mr. Corelli?
Yes. Motion carries. Moving on down to the superintendent's reports. Again, since board docs was down, I will turn it over first to Mrs. Geibel if there's anything you would like to highlight in particular.
The only thing under here we have, there's no HIB reporting. We have our special services report, our nurses report, our fire and security drill reports. principals' reports, our enrollment reports we're up to 750 in school, our enrollment, which is great. Our kindergarten registration right now is up to 53 students, and our preschool registration is, we have 42 staying, total. We're up to 78 students in preschool for registration at this time.
When does registration close? Does it?
It's rolling.
It's rolling.
We have, students pending, depending on when they turn 3, that they'll come in if they're provided early intervention, so it'll be rolling. We have 120 seats we can fill. 108 gen ed students is what was funded in the federal funding. The state told us we should have 124 kids. We need more kids. We need them to come. So we'll see how that all pans out. But we have enough seats for eight classrooms for next year.
Are pre-K programs able to be designated as choice?
No. So the only time I did reach out about, there was a question of whether staff could have their preschool kid come here, as we do with the other grades.
Mm-hmm.
Not until we meet our full universe number is that an option. So we're not there with that. We might have to get creative next year. There are other districts out there waiting for places to place their preschool. For example, Medford has 200 kids sitting on a waiting list that they can't service.
Really?
One of the things that we might want to do is we have an extra classroom. We could do it for revenue where we lease it to Medford and they find 15 kids to sit in those seats. If we only stay at 78, we probably only need 7 classrooms, and therefore it could be 2 new ways to bring in revenue where they would pay us to use our space. So we can get creative with that, but that is an option out there on the table. If that is going to happen, that discussion needs to start, early on in the year, so that when they know how to apply for their preschool money, so those kids are accounted for, so that we can be reimbursed for it. So it would be another way to pull in some revenue.
Mrs. Geibel, how long would that lock up that classroom for? Because you would want to get that whole cohort through, right? You wouldn't do it year to year.
No, they wouldn't stay here beyond pre-K.
Okay.
So Bedford, it would just be, they would basically rent the space, those rooms, those preschool rooms. If we don't fill 2, they would rent 2. And they would just stay for 3 and 4-year-olds. They're Medford employees, all of that. They just use our space.
But I mean, wouldn't they want the 3 and 4-year-olds when they're 3 to go, when they're 4 to go, and then have like 2-year leases at a time, or would it be year to year?
It could be year to year. If our
Okay.
enrollment dictated that we needed another room, if
That's
we
what
had
I'm
an
getting at,
influx of
right.
preschool, no, that would be first priority.
Have you had conversations with other districts about that?
I spoke with the Medford superintendent about it. I didn't realize they had so many kids sitting on waiting list, waiting to get in. Where Mount Laurel has the exact opposite. They have spots, but they have holdouts. People are not sending them, because they're going to private caretakers or, maybe mom stays home, those kinds of things. So they don't have a wait list like that, but Medford superintendent and I have spoken about it.
It's an interesting option.
Yeah.
It's worth a discussion at some point.
The rooms are set up and ready for it, so which is nice. That's a next year conversation. But we also have the technology report, the bus evacuation drill approval, and I think it is 9A to 9J.
Meg, I have a question about the fire and security drills.
Yes.
Where are we with Gemba? Are we done with them?
We actually just used the lockdown system yesterday. Today. It was today, right? Today. We used the lockdown
Did that
system
go
today.
smoothly?
Yeah. There was I think I saw 2 reports in the where it didn't continuously say over the loudspeaker. What happens when this goes into lockdown? You'll continuously hear for 3 minutes, I believe, lockdown, lockdown, lockdown. Well, a teacher reported that it said that lockdown. They heard the initial, and then it didn't continue for a long period of time. So, yeah, I think that was the only glitch that I saw right up about it. Or anything else.
But are we done with Gemba?
We are. We have an open ticket with them for any back-end server issues, but we haven't used them since early in the year. I think September we used them for a couple things. We will need to use them when we do the humanities annex, so that we have the same thing. We'll, just the two configurations of the two clocks we're gonna put over there.
By open ticket, you mean warranty work type of thing?
Well, we have an open service ticket, an
Okay.
open PO. I think it's like $500 if we have to contact them and they have to put time in on the back end of it.
Even for a glitch like that, even for a,
Well, that glitch, I mean, Matt happens to be here. I'm not quite sure what we're doing with that glitch, if that's a server or a networking issue.
Yeah, I still have to discover what the root cause of it. What I would do is, what I'm going to do tomorrow is I'm gonna reach out to my point of contact over again, but I have a guy that I can text immediately, and he'll get back to me pretty quickly, and just run it by him and say like, hey, is this something that was missing because it was not a part of the playlist? Was it an actual issue on the server side? And we can work together to try to resolve that and quickly. But most issues that do arise are rather quick to fix.
Sure.
You just gotta know where that needle is in the haystack and then address that.
I was just surprised to hear how recent that Mr. Boki's responsible for the maintenance and updating of that, and they don't provide some kind of warranty service for that type of thing?
I don't know what was the warranty on?
I don't even know if we had a service contract outside of that. I think it was just to install.
I feel like it's been 90 days since they finished.
Yeah, well,
but we
listen,
also-
that
Very
whole
basic
project
contract.
was
Yeah, yeah.
very
It was
basic. It
terrible.
was
Very
equipment and install,
Okay.
and that was it.
I mean, do we have to use them for the annex?
Well, yeah, we need all of our equipment to talk to each other. So
Yeah.
it's
But
just better,
so
it's
there's no way to
literally,
do that with
it's
another
two
company?
clocks. It's 2 clocks and 2 data runs.
Okay.
So it's not as complicated as all of this, but we wanted all to speak. If we do a district-wide lockdown, we want even people in the annex to
Yeah.
know it's a district-wide lockdown.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
So
so we'll use
because
them,
that
but
was-
it's only, it should be simple.
Because that was a little before my time when that started going through, like, is that proprietary gear that they are the only ones? I think that might be what Ms. Hoey's getting at.
No,
Is it
it's-
proprietary to Gemba, or they're just the local installer?
I mean, Gemba's
not
more like
local.
the middleman installer. So like you can purchase these clocks and speakers and things like that directly from Valcom. But they know the system so well, the backend so well, and because they installed everything in here,
Right.
As much of a pain as it was when the project initially got off the ground, because they know the building, the players, where everything's laid out, I'd rather utilize someone who already knows the environment, that knows the system, because it's such a critical piece for our safety for the
Sure.
kids. I don't wanna risk anything, and, I'd rather go with a known than someone coming in, building on top of that, and then creating a layered onion, so if an issue does arise, it's like, who do we communicate with? Does that void something if another
Right.
installer comes in?
Yeah, that makes sense.
And Northeast Data, actually, I did reach out to Northeast Data, who also has the Valcom systems.
Mhm.
They installed it at Seneca. They would not come in and touch this project
Yeah.
because Gemba did it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we did reach out to another vendor to see if they would install. It's minor what they have to do over there in terms of, it's 2 clocks and 1 panic button.
So
That's really
who's
it.
doing who's doing the wire runs, if you know, to the annex?
The contractors, we already provided all of that in our initial scope.
Yeah.
So all of the lines are ready. They know what clocks we're getting, everything, all of that was provided when they did the scope of the work over at the annex.
So somebody's doing all the pulls?
Yes.
Because it was in the engineering,
It was
they're
in
just
the
gonna come hook it
engineering
up?
piece of it. Yeah,
Well,
it's just a matter of hook up and then,
No, that's what I want
Same.
to be clarify. Gemba's not doing the networking pulls from
No.
across the street, right?
No.
Okay, and then our people are doing, I say our people, our bid winners, they're the ones doing the actual wiring, the drops, everything
Yes.
in the annex.
Yeah.
Gemba's coming in and plugging in and programming.
that's it.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, all right. Before we do any more discussion, let me just entertain a motion to approve the superintendent's report, items 9A through 9J.
Motion to approve items 9A to 9J.
Thank you, Mr. Donner. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Hahn. All right, discussion. I just wanted to ask about so with pre-K, the Bedford, I won't dance down that road too far because I think Southampton's had a lot of talking about Southampton and Medford in the past week. So we'll that's in the future. However, the 78 is a long way from 120, right? So do we know demographically? I don't know how to ask this question, but like, given the fact that a lot of districts are going to be having closures, deficits, etc., in the coming few weeks, do we have an idea of how many? Do we keep an eye on housing inventory in Southampton, like as a district, for demographic reasons? Do we know how much housing is currently available that might fit families, so we can plan that number? Is that something that we've ever done?
We've had conversations, there seems to be a lot of for sale signs.
Yeah, that's
in
what I was asking.
Southampton, But no, have we tracked it? No.
Okay. I'm just curious.
We do have a feasibility study that was done prior to me coming in.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's my only question. I think we're.
How do we advertise for the pre-K, besides our own website?
Website, early intervention is, and a child find, it's child find, early intervention. All of those kids are dispersed to us. They come through their providers to us. So any student that is in early intervention, we've done.
Like a family moving into Southampton, how would they know that there is?
Well, realtors, we've informed all realtors, so anyone that sells a house, that's a selling point for them. I mean, I had someone call me as soon as we got it, and said, I cannot wait to put this on my house that I'm selling, is that we have pre-K. So realtors are well aware of it. They know people are out there shopping for where full day pre-K is, so that's a big plus. We have just community letters, our Facebook, social media, the regular forms. It's not like we have a laundromat in town that I could go hang it up in town and laundry. We're kind of limited
advertising through the realtor makes sense.
Yeah. And we do, they know, believe me, they know. They were happy to see that.
Doesn't the township, I can ask our resident expert, doesn't the township send out something to new residents? Like with the trash schedule and here's your welcome.
We do a welcome.
Okay. Maybe there might be an.
Would you like?
Just that we have a fully funded pre-K 3 and 4 year old program. That would be wonderful.
Okay. I'll talk to Melanie tomorrow about possibly putting it on the website. See what you do.
Okay.
Thank
you.
Okay.
That's good.
Didn't mean to put you on the spot. Sorry. All right.
I also wonder, sorry to interrupt there at the end, but what you're saying, all those websites, the Zillows and the Redfins and all that kind of stuff, typically have either an AI generated or some kind of thing at the bottom. I'm just wondering if that comes up once enough regular realtors start mentioning it. Do you know what I'm referring to? At the bottom of the pages, it'll tell you about the schools on some of those sites. And I'm curious if that, correct, if that is updated through other realtors or whether that is information provided by the district or what the lag between that is.
That actually might be scraped off the website.
Well, that's kind of, maybe AI generated or scraped,
So
yeah.
if it sees like preschool, they'll see preschool in Southampton and go, oh.
I guarantee that Mr. Corelli is looking up whether or not it says that on Zillow right now. It does say, yeah, Redfin says it, okay.
Oh, it does.
And Zillow says pre-K through 2. Yep.
Well, realtors know it's a selling point.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's an important thing.
All right. Okay, if there's any further discussion on superintendent's items, enrollment, et cetera, technology. Okay. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Donner?
Yes.
Mrs. Hoey?
Yes.
Mr. Hart?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes.
Mrs. Roseborough?
Yes.
Mr. Hans?
Yes.
Mr. Corelli?
Yes, motion carries. Next up, personnel and student services, Mrs. Roseborough.
All right, here we go. We have one conference coming up, April 30th for 2 of our staff members.
We have an approval to extend agreement with ESS for our substitute teachers, our long-term teachers, and the substitute paraprofessionals. We have an approval for court and character basketball camp that Seneca would like to hold, and that's just so that they can use the Warrior Dome. We have an approval for a contract between KCE Champions and our school district for child care services. We also have approval for renewal registrations for the 2026-2027 school year from ESU. We have our 2026 summer music lessons approval with Ms. Henderson. We have an approval for homebound instruction, and then we also have approval for retirements, some leave of absences for our staff. And let's see, I believe that's all. We'll go following it. Yep, still leave of absence.
Okay. I would like to entertain a motion, and then we'll have discussion after that moves forward.
Motion to approve 10B to 10J.
Mr. Allen, second. Second?
Roseboro.
Should let that be your call. My apologies, Mrs. Roseboro. All right, discussion. Does anyone have any questions on personnel, student services? Last call. Going. Gone. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Donner?
Yes.
Mrs. Hoey?
Yes.
Mr. Hart?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes.
Mrs. Roseboro?
Yes.
Mr. Hahn?
Yes.
Mr. Corelli?
Yes, motion carries. Next up, curriculum and policy. You will see the NJSLA testing schedule here in the agenda. Also, please be aware, Ms. Noble sent out another email regarding NJSLA testing, the adaptive nature of it, how you can prepare, have your students prepared. Again, hats off to our teachers for being ready for this. Some districts have very much struggled. A lot of high schools have been having a very hard time with the adaptive NJGPA. But it seems like we are ready to go from everything that I've heard and from that email coming out. If you were not aware, there is a test available online if you want your kids to practice to get an idea what it's going to feel like. But just so you know, they're already working on it in school too. So our QSAC, if you missed the news, we are officially now designated as high performing by the New Jersey Quality Single Accountability Continuum. That was approved by the State Board of Education a couple weeks ago. And that there's no actual action items. Does anyone have any questions about curriculum or policy? Okay, moving on. For those who wish to know more about that particular subject, we spend a lot more time on it during work sessions. Budget, finance, and facilities, Mr. Hart.
All righty, we have a couple items here. Obviously, we've approved our 2026, 2027 budget with all that information within the agenda. We are doing our 2026-27 class intercom contract renewal. Also, we are doing our Tri-Shield Security and Protection Services contract renewal for 26-27 year. And I believe that is it. Let's make a motion to approve everything from 12A to 12C.
Second.
All right, Mr. Donner, second. Discussion. Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Donner?
Yes.
Mrs. Hoey?
Yes.
Mr. Hart?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes.
Mrs. Roseboro?
Yes.
Mr. Hahn?
Yes.
Mr. Corelli?
Yes, motion carries. No, D is the action item.
Oh,
But actually, well, I do want to pause here, because the line item A is the budget.
Yeah.
But-
Oh.
well,
So it's a conflicting vote.
As a point of order, I thought we were approving her report of it and then approving the budget. As two separate things.
That's why I put the vote through on it, but the literal
I
language
took
here.
it as her report for the first one, because this was later in the budget, so that we were accepting her report. In which case, so you would have to ask Mr. Donna to clarify that he may not have accepted the report because of potential conflicting information, but does approve the submission, so.
Yeah, the
we need to
motion
straighten
as,
that
the
out now.
motion, the motion as stated at the time, though, because it wasn't written explicitly, was approval of the budget. So just for clarity's sake, for proper motion practice here, we should probably just separate it out, or do we just rescind the?
You could do a motion to amend, and,
Just say B through,
yeah.
it would be B, C.
You can amend
B,
the
C.
already adopted resolution?
And we're all here, why
It's
not?
still part of the minutes right now, so you could, yeah, you could say we're going, motion to withdraw the previously adopted, or
Okay.
motion to.
Motion to start over?
Could we start again, please? All right, so I am going to make a motion to withdraw the previously adopted resolution covering budget items 12A through 12C. Can I get a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Allen. Any discussion? Just for clarity, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Donner?
yes.
Mrs. Helly?
Yes.
Mr. Hart?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes.
Mrs. Roseborough?
Yes.
Mr. Hahn?
Yes.
Mr. Crowley?
Yes, motion carries. The previous resolution has been withdrawn. Mr. Hart, would you like to remake your motion minus, well, what motion would you like to make?
I want to clarify exactly where we accepted and voted on her report.
During the board secretary's report, we took a vote on the passing of the budget. It passed with one.
Separated it
Mhm.
out?
Yeah.
We did that directly
In
before we
section
did the
8A.
action.
Do we have a roll call vote on that?
We did.
Yeah, because evidently my
Yeah.
page is faded out here and I'm not seeing it.
So
Yeah.
it was not on the
It
agenda.
wasn't on the agenda.
We made a separate motion before the action.
If it's not on the agenda, why do we need to make a vote on it? She provided a report.
So that's the confusion again.
Yes.
I thought we were voting to approve her report, and then here voting to approve the budget.
No, I
As two
move to
separate
approve
things.
the budget as presented.
Correct. And so, and that's on me. So I moved
Okay.
to approve, I suggest we approve the budget then, because we just heard it, discussed it, moved on past it. But then it is later on here as well.
You're removing 12A out of the equation here.
Correct.
I make a motion that we approve everything from 12B to 12C with the removal of 12A from that budget, from that list.
Second.
So the motion is, just for the record, we are approving budget, finance, and facilities report items 12B and 12C, or through 12C. It was Hart, Donner. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Donner?
Yes.
Mrs. Helly?
Yes.
Mr. Hart?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes.
Mrs. Roseborough?
Yes.
Mr. Hahn?
Yes.
Mr. Crowley?
Yes, motion carries. Thank you for your patience, ladies and gentlemen, so we have a clear record, clear as mud. All right, public relations, Zoe.
Yes, it looks like the only thing on here is the spring community night, which is Thursday, May 7th at 6 o'clock. There will be art, there will be music, there will be food trucks, and fun, and hopefully some, and more.
Yes, no
Yeah,
rain.
that'd be nice. That's it.
All right. Technology, Mr. Donner.
All right, since Mr. Boki's here, I'm gonna go ahead and give him the floor to discuss his, purchases. Let's see, he's got Chromebooks coming in. Brightly's made a facilities request for training website, mobile app, Warrior Drone Projector, and JSLA infrastructure, and the BOE meeting live stream. Has anybody watched the live stream yet?
Yeah, we got a couple people on there. Average view time was about an hour and 18 minutes so far, so we're listening.
Nice. That's about it. I haven't tried the mobile app yet. I'll give it a shot.
You won't be able to. You have to have a student in district. I've asked.
Not anymore.
All right. Just curious, Chromebooks, if we're ordering 2 additional class sets, where are we with the, and if you don't have this information at hand, you can send it via email later, but where are we with the insurance offerings? We talked about that with the technology policy last summer a lot. Do we have that in place yet?
So we don't have it in place yet.
Okay.
Shopping around for options. Actually, I have an insurance company. We actually got a flyer from them that I'm going to reach out to. I got it last week, so I'm going to see what kind of options we have available. And it's funny you said the Chromebooks too, because I just heard back from my vendor who's been struggle busing just to get a hold of Chromebooks because the market's been upside down.
Yeah.
So we just got that back. So hopefully next week, you're saying if we don't move right now, we might not have another availability until next school year. So we'll move on that.
Okay.
I did want to ask you about that, the chip issues that are going on right now. Did they up the prices a lot on these Chromebooks?
So I haven't looked at the most recent quote, but what I looked at before reaching out to the vendor, it looked pretty much the same as what we purchased in the summer. So they could be having an old, stock right now.
Yeah, we were getting HPs and Dells that are up between $300 and $800 now on price for the
Yeah, they're starting to climb up. So I'm going to see what his offering is, and if it's something that's comparable to what we paid already. But if it's like blown out of the water, I'm going to look at all the options so we can find a fiscally prudent solution for that.
Is it soldered RAM? Is it?
The vendor?
No, is the RAM soldered onto the boards?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so that's why they're not
Discrete,
figured out.
discrete ones are costing a lot more if you're
Yeah.
buying your own graphics cards and stuff. It's getting crazy.
Yeah. All right. It also may be worth, there's a lot of schools that are going to be closing. Do we
By
have, is there a
next year?
vendor that warehouses or sells when districts are trying to make money via liquidation?
Well, yeah, I feel like a lot of districts, they do go through like belt deals and
Yeah,
stuff
belt
like
deals.
that, but it becomes really tough for quality control.
Yeah.
So like, you're gonna spend hundreds of dollars on a lot of Chromebooks, and it's like, if you have like 15% of them that are like, amends, then you're kind of, out of luck on that. The one thing I like about the vendor that we're using is that I have a warranty on those new Chromebooks that we're getting.
Yeah.
So we have like a few years of warranty on there, they'll replace anything and everything on there. They come with the case too, which is part of the protection program, so we can get the maximal life out of these Chromebooks.
I was thinking more along the lines of what the cost would be for a comprehensive insurance plan versus buying some secondhand Chromebooks, and if you break your Chromebook, your insurance is that you get the
Plan I had in my other district was, it was a $40 insurance plan, $40 to the parents.
Yeah.
Even if they didn't purchase it and their Chromebook broke, we would say, it's $150 to fix it, or pay $40 to the insurance and we'll send it out.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Even though people don't all jump on board and buy the insurance, we haven't really had that many issues.
they're very good.
I think this year alone, we had one that was definite misuse of a Chromebook, but we've only had one out of all of our kids. That's really good. And the parents were issued a bill for that, so that's, taken care of.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
Do the middle school kids take the Chromebook home?
Yeah, most of all the kids 4 through 8 take them home back and forth. Third graders, 5th grade doesn't.
Very rarely. 6th grade, they have to have a pass from a teacher, and they have to give it to they have to present it to their homeroom teacher to take it home.
For 6th grade.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was 3rd through 6th.
Yeah. I only know that because my 6th grader, whenever the Chromebook comes home, it's a whole event. And he's like, I've got the Chromebook. And I was like, okay, please put that away from the dogs and your sister and the food.
It sounds like whatever they're doing is working, so.
Yeah.
Outside,
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of screen time.
Yeah. All right, any other technology questions? All right, moving on to the referendum. Mrs. Geibel, do you want to give us an update?
So, where are we on the, so half the slab was poured today, the other half will be poured tomorrow. I haven't written my name in the concrete yet. I was tempted. I know, I just went Geibel Annex now.
Mrs. Geibel, do they have any 2026 pennies left? Because that'll be like the last one placed in concrete.
We've replaced it. They're pouring concrete tomorrow. I'll put something in there.
Honestly, I like the Geibel Annex.
Yes.
By the time that's uncovered, I'll be long gone. I'll be long
That
gone.
could be the Geibel Memorial Line.
Yeah. Yeah, so that is fun because we should start seeing, now the building should be going upward, which is good. Yeah, there was no other hidden cost. PSE&G will be out tomorrow. They're removing that solar and the light off of that pole, and then Verizon will be out to remove the pole. We'll get the new pole put in, and utilities will be complete, which has been a nightmare, utilities from the start. Or Mary, we've run the gamut in the state of New Jersey through Verizon and PSE&G at this point.
No utilities, no solar, no referendum.
You guys had good weather for all of this too.
Yeah, it's been great.
Yeah,
It has
perfect
been great. Trying to think of what other, I think a lot of this I shared. The shed was delivered, the foyer and the carpet was replaced, all the cameras. We have some outdoor cameras, a couple cameras that we need to send back and switch out for outdoor cameras. The repeater was installed for the walkie system on School 1. Our visitor systems are installed. We've already begun the destruction of, now that our boilers are turned off. Everyone complained it was cold today. Last week it was too hot. So boilers are off, and we're at School 2 removing the boiler. They should be done that this week, and then they'll remove the boiler over at School 1. So we didn't anticipate starting that project until after the kids were out, but we got them in and we figured out a way for them to stay isolated in those areas and get them out sooner, so that won't be something we have to look at this summer. There's a lot on the docket for the summer. It's going to be busy this summer with just flooring, painting, the networking. So there's a lot of projects this summer that we're ready to roll with them. The controllers, that process will start soon. That takes a couple months to do. So we're getting there.
The visitor system. So, and the reason this has come to my mind is just because if you haven't had the opportunity to press the bell at School 2-3, the new bell, it's very fancy. It makes a very soothing, gentle sound. And the first time I was actually very confused, like, oh, it's new and pretty, oh. But then you see this really nice tablet with a check-in system, and then a binder with the sign-in. So I'm just, do you know when, are we waiting to implement that till later, or is it just we haven't had a chance to, like?
I'm not sure.
It's more of a, we didn't have a chance to.
Okay.
So there's some other things that we want to take care of, like we want to get the intercom set up at School 1 as well, get the outdoor camera set up as well. They already have the system for their visitor manager to check in.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, you all have that on lock, like this system works for right now, so I don't want to throw another wrench into it until we get the other things squared, and then we can say like, all right, let's move to this new visitor check-in.
And then I was just thinking about this today because I was at School 1. How is that going to work with the annex? I'm assuming, are they just going to control door access from the office in School 1 of the annex across the street?
Yes.
Okay.
And the camera will be there. They'll be able to visibly see who it is. Most of the time, they're going to be directing them back to School 1 office because that's where checkout will happen. But we'll walkie the PE teacher, like this student is being picked up for dismissal, in those cases. A lot of times we'll have an extra aide that can help with that, like running over, duties where they can go over and help, dismiss a kid.
Have there been any discussions with like the SRO about covering that area?
terms of, our, I mean,
In
our
case of
security-
emergency, yes.
Our
The
security.
school resource officer.
Yes, our I mean, he knows about it,
So
yeah.
they have a plan in the works here for how
Yeah.
that, okay.
Yeah, I mean, he walks the campus, that'll be an additional place where he walks and surveils. The cameras will, from his office, he'll be able to see the annex also from there.
And he's provided a schedule of times when that's in use and when not and all that kind of thing, yeah?
Oh, yeah, the
Okay.
schedule will be in place, yeah.
Does it, well, I guess into day-to-day a little bit, but.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
assuming- I'm assuming,
asking
no,
a general
'cause-
question.
No, that's part, I'm just wondering, curious minds want to know, I'm not making a suggestion that this is done, but since we have, like, the SRO right now is located over here next to the breezeway, which makes sense, 2, 3, right, in between the two schools, and then school 1 is a bit of a hike if something were to happen. Does it start making more sense to look at whether the SRO should be in school 1? If you've got 2 buildings there, 2 buildings here?
I mean, you could argue that a couple ways. You got middle school students, you got lockers, you have, like, it is a different environment here than it would be in school 1 and school 2. And remember, when we're talking about kids utilizing that, there's no more than 50 kids in that building and 50
At a time,
kids, because
yeah.
you're talking about a PE teacher and an art teacher.
Yeah.
So
it's 2 classes
there's-
at most.
It's 2 classes at most there. I don't think you wanna move your resources when, I mean, it could be argued either way, but
Okay.
security will be in place, the doors will be locked, it will be an intercom system that school 1 controls, and it will be part of his regular routine to surveil, the campus.
And if he needs like a scooter or something, he's gonna ask for it to get down there, right?
If he needs it.
Okay.
Oh,
Can we
well,
get a
have
Segway?
We
Yeah.
have a little game.
Oh, like mall cops.
Mall cop.
Yes.
It's easier to store.
Maybe
It's electric,
Yeah.
you can use the solar.
Gov.org.
Sorry.
Went out of business, didn't it?
All right. Any other questions about the referendum?
Just have one question,
Yeah.
Mr. Dival. I know you and I spoke briefly on this numerous times. And I don't know where you stand with our administrator, with Mr. Umba.
Yeah, I left a message for him Friday afternoon, and I haven't heard back from him yet. And it is pertaining to the topics that we discussed, the sewer lateral line and the.
I just want to reiterate it in our discussions, I did tell you that was through a bridge commission loan. That bond was put out through the sewer.
Yes.
1995,
95.
not 2011, 1995.
Oh, 1995.
Okay, so
We'd
we
have
want
to
to make
go
sure,
back and dig.
we want to make sure we have all those records, because that was a bridge loan commission through the Vernon County Bridge
okay.
Commission.
Uh-huh.
And that was instituted in 1995. So if we're already being billed from 2011, based on what you were told,
That's
that's,
what we could find, back to
well,
2011.
that's incorrect.
I
Okay.
think that's
And that was a 40-year loan or something.
That's a
Eleanor
40-year
would
bond.
40-year bond, yeah. That's right, I
Eleanor
remember
was
that.
in place and she said that it started around then, but I'll double check with her.
Yeah, there are records available. If we have to go back to the Bridge Commission, I know who to contact.
Okay,
So we want to make sure we
back to
get everything we want to get. right?
Yeah, okay. We will dig, we have the boxes.
Okay.
Invoices. We'll get looking.
1995.
How old were you, Leon? 10?
I was a young whippersnapper. All right, so with that, I would like to entertain a motion to approve the referendum bill list, item 15B.
Motion to approve 15B.
Thank you, Mr. Allen. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mrs. Roseborough. Discussion.
I just have a few more questions and I will drag it on.
Mm-hmm.
The soils permit, was that not part of, what is that for? Is that for the annex?
Turf.
Turf.
Or for the turf?
Mhm.
Which brings me to my next question on that bill, was CME was part of that, correct?
They were the engineers
The
on
engineer,
it,
right.
not the soil boring.
Correct.
Mhm.
And I thought when I read through the track thing that he was required for that soils permit. Any other permits he was not. And
and I couldn't find that, I didn't have a chance to go back and look at that. Just food for
Let
thought.
me look back on the CME. I believe there was an explanation for it that Joe Gray sent us when he sent that bill. I can get the explanation to you for the soil.
Oh, this is just for the, based on what I'm reading here, this is the soil erosion permit.
Yes, that's what
I
it
just thought I
was.
saw the notation in there on their proposal, then there was a notation of the exclusions that he wasn't gonna do, right? Different permitting.
Yeah.
But I thought I saw all the soils permit was on it, just to clarify.
I'm gonna look and see. I don't know off the top of my head. I have to look at the contract again.
Because obviously you guys must have filled that out in order to get, we filled it out?
Yeah, we approved him and that contract, yeah.
Just clarify that, because I couldn't go back to look at that thing, and I remembered that exclusion, because you had brought up a bunch of them.
We changed the, yeah, we did
picked
change the
we picked
exclusions.
move some things around, so I just wanna make sure that we're not getting, if he's applying for the same thing and we're paying for it versus the other. 'Cause
Okay, so
technically, he's
Yeah,
on the
why
hook
not?
for it.
Why not, yeah.
He's on the hook for it.
It was required for the application fee. So the check should be made out, the check was made out to the Burlington County Soil Conservation District. So
Right.
they did the soil boring, but the application fee came to us.
And that was for the borings through CME, or is that for the track project? That's what-
That's for the track project. I'm pointing out there. Yes, it's the track. Yeah.
Okay.
The soil was for the, Burlington County application fee.
Which came through CME?
Which came through CME. But the actual work that was done to bore the soil, that was part of the CME
Yeah,
contract.
I think there's some confusion here. You're talking about soil borings for the testing, right?
Yes.
For the track. If you fill out an application for the soil erosion certificate for the track, he's gonna need to provide that through the track contractor. If you had to get one for the soil boring, which is sort of odd to me, because you're not disturbing more than 5,000 square feet for the boring, this should be a track item. I'm just trying to make sure that we're not.
So what he said is, as part of our proposal, we included submitting the Southampton Land Board use, oh no, that's the courtesy, that's not it. CME Associates has joined with, I'm gonna have to get back to you on this, because
I
I'm.
understand
Because when I
hearing
saw
what
the
you're
CME
saying.
bill with it, that
Yeah.
made me, threw up a flag to me with that, and then again, I know CME was doing the borings in order to do the work out there and make sure there are wetland delineation and all was done.
Right.
But again, if it's a soil erosion permit, we didn't get a permit for the boring, because we weren't disturbing over 5,000 square feet, and that's the rules in Burlington County for that application. But if we're paying for the permit for the contractor to build the track, I thought I saw that in his proposal, and then he excluded a lot of other things.
Okay,
With,
let me,
Phil, just clarify that,
I will,
that's all.
I will
That's
check
all.
that out.
It could be misclassified, I mean.
Yeah, that's all.
Could we, I know we've talked about this a lot, but can we get a final written breakdown of permit fees and to which municipality they were paid? Whether it was county, township, state,
Okay.
with regards to the referendum projects.
True.
Oh, so you reached out to Brandon,
Yeah.
and we're waiting on that, because we do have
Well,
several.
I mean, I would like to know, like, when we write the check, or when CME writes the check, who it was made out to.
Well, they're all paid in everything with the exception of this one that was addressed specifically to. We paid them in the business office. Either our contractors paid them and we've had to reimburse the contractor.
Yeah, but they're paid
In the
to
Southampton Township
the township.
office, yes, billing office.
Alright, so the only one outside of the township that you can think of right now is that Burlington
That's
County.
the only one that I remember was a specific, permit request.
And if I remember correctly, the annex contractor, that was all stipulated in that bid package where we wrote the check. He filled it out, but he presented it and we paid for it, which that's fine, that was in the bid package, if I remember correctly.
And this might,
For shed, over here.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
All the demo work, the building, the land use, all that stuff was put in that bid package.
Yeah.
Which we paid for, but he had to, it's under him.
okay.
Follow what I'm saying?
No, I get that, but
That's under their bid package. We're paying them because they're writing the check over there as well.
They write the check, but we reimburse it.
Right, correct.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, for instance, like, I'm on boards with nonprofits, right? And so if we're working with someone, one of the things we always remind people is, hey, I know you went to Walmart to go pick this up or whatever, but don't forget we're a tax exempt organization. Make sure you bring the letter and find someone to make sure you're not being charged taxes.
Well, I'm sure
And because it just, for lack of a less politically correct term, it seems, I'll use a nice word, ridiculous when we're taking money to then pay a tax collecting entity. It's like paying people back their own money for the project that those people voted to put their money into. It just seems circular. So I would just be curious, how much is from the township?
Yeah.
How much?
Just on the annex alone, right now, 7,800, I know
Okay.
that.
And then to that end, the question for our solicitor, and you may not know this off the top of your head, and my apologies, otherwise I would have sent this ahead of time if I had thought this through, but the reimbursement amounts for referendum projects, right? I know that it is 40%. Well, they say it's 40%, but it's not actually 40%. Is there any language in that, and if you don't know off the top of your head, that's fine, I can do the research, I'm just curious because you're here. Is there any language that says like state fees or government-related fees can be reimbursed at a greater rate? Because those aren't, it just seems crazy to me.
I don't know off the top of my head. If you want to do the research on it, that's fine. If you want me to, I'm happy to do it as well.
I'll hold off on that for right now, because hopefully we can have a discussion and make it not
Yeah,
be an issue. But if not, then we'll shoot you an email.
Sure.
All right. Sorry. Any other questions?
I have one more, and I'm sorry, Megan.
Nope, you're fine.
Through Rybread, and I don't want to beat this dramatically here, but we had a meeting with him. We were pretty explicit on what we asked for. Mr. Corelli, Mr. Donner, Mr. Hahn, myself. I'm seeing some submittals and closeouts on 2 different bills here that he's provided to us. Where do we stand with him on regards to that? Are we sort of like approvals? Like I want to know that we're stepping on a bunch of different approvals for certain things that I'm being billed for multiple times, and I'm not seeing closeout. Like I'm not seeing completed, approved, anything like that. Number 1. Number 2, I'm also seeing the engineer back on here again, and I'm trying to figure out what he needed the engineer for.
Was that Jay Rosen? That I don't have it right in front of me.
I got it right in front of me here. We've got CME on here a few times. We've got Keller and Giglio.
That was from February.
We've got February, March, and April on here. And I'm just making sure that, again, I know we're on a TNM.
So Rosen, I will tell you, was here over spring break when we discovered the foundation under where the canopy is going. So he was on site. CME, the civil engineers, I mean, so utilities, remember we had the changes in utilities. So we had to run the conduit under the ground from the new telephone pole to the left side of the building, and then install 2 new runs to get to the electrical box that's gonna be on the right side of the building. So that was a change. So obviously the engineers were involved in that process because it changes the scope of the job.
Okay.
So I'm trying to think out of all the changes that we've had that they would have had to be involved in.
Well,
there.
again, if you look at the dates that were provided, I'm gonna throw this one out here.
225, I
Invoice
see that.
26023. All right. If you look at the dates that were being billed through Rybread and the dates that are being billed through the engineer, and we know when those problems arose, okay? Was that engineering for someone to stand there and watch what was done because of that? What exactly are we being billed for? Because I thought we were sort of done with CME last month. I thought, based on, again, I'm not trying to nitpick this. All I'm saying to you is I'm looking at the dates and I'm looking at the engineering costs and the invoice dates on those. And it's a substantial amount of money for someone to stand there and watch
Yeah,
Reagan.
I think,
If Reagan's making the decision because he's working for us, and he just is consulting with him, and they're not physically here,
no, I
or
know
if
that
there had to
they
be
were
another
on
drawing
site.
made up, that was a decision that was made within a day,
Yeah.
right? So I just,
So when
I'm
I
not
talked to
nitpicking
the
it, but-
contractor, it really came down to, once they hit that foundation, it was how much rock and concrete needed to go in there for the footers for the canopy.
correct, I get that.
And so that's what the one billing was for.
That was part of the.
And the removal of that furnace that was in the ground.
Yeah, again, I was here, I saw it all, like I
Yeah.
said, it all happened within days, and I'm just looking at the dates that are coinciding, right? Which brings me back to CME, we're sort of, once that's all been done, and which I believe it is, all the footers are in,
Yeah.
we're sort of done with CME.
We should be.
We should be, right? And then it leads me back to Rybread, because I'm looking at submittals for things that he's billed us for on 2 different invoices here, that they're not closed out yet. And I'm pretty sure that you've made decisions on about 95, if not 99% of what we're putting in this building.
Oh, we're done, yeah.
So I just, again, I'm just trying to keep him in check a little bit, and if there's any way that we can see these submittals where they are closed out and approved, so we're not getting hit in June, and then we're getting hit again in
I'm gonna
August.
send another email. I've already requested that once
Okay.
to let us know where we were in the submittal process. So I will.
Unfortunately, I have a lot of time, and I'm gonna have a lot of more time in the coming weeks, so, reading's not a problem.
Yeah.
But again, if you look at the invoices based on the submittals, we're one person stepping on it, then they're lumping the submittals together, and then I see it again with somebody else. I would think door handles and knobs and different things that I know you've already approved with him, should be, the submittal should be done. It's, all that stuff is in the bid package.
Yeah, the only thing that I will tell you that there is a holdup with the HVAC that was in the scope of this job.
I saw that.
Is back ordered right
I saw
now,
that.
so I'm trying to get them to work with Peterson, who does all of our HVAC, our controllers. We have a maintenance plan with them to get that, because they said that November, and I said, that will not fly, that doesn't work. We need to find another HVAC, company that can supply us with it, so that,
It'll be another
that
submittal
is
for
one
that.
of the sticking
Well-
points we have, it's not November.
Again, Mr. Allen made the comment that'll be another submittal, right? So now
I
we
know.
changed suppliers and manufacturers, and
Yeah.
Mr. Don can speak to that as well, but
But our Peterson has already, I met with Peterson 2 weeks ago about the boilers, because we were removing. We had a conversation about the HVAC system going in there. They're already well aware of it, because we've already asked that they coordinate that our controllers, that we're replacing all of our controllers, speaks, to that, so that it's all in one platform. So Peterson said that's a no-brainer, no problem. So that was, and I asked Katie today, where are we with the HVAC, and she said, I'll be getting back to you. So I'll reach back out to her.
like I said, we were pretty explicit with him, and
Okay.
there's some things that are being duplicated between two different people.
Did the builder put in a change order for running into furnace on the ground?
No, he didn't, but he didn't put a change order in. Well, the change order came with the rock and concrete that needed to go in the hole.
You need to put backfill in or something,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But it wasn't a change order, it was that we used our
It was a
allowance.
contingency. It wasn't a change order, it was our
Oh, it was in the
contingency.
contingency.
We still have $31,000 in our contingency.
They found a boiler underground?
Oh, yeah.
It's a
It was a
furnace.
basement.
Furnace?
Coal burn.
A coal burn?
So,
It used to be there.
well, there was a school there. Mr. Pratt's from town on Pleasant Street, he brought over a bunch of old books for me this week. We had a conversation about parent pickup and parent drop-off, but in that conversation, he said, I have all these books and all these pictures. He goes, that was a school right there. Right close to the road was a 2-story school, and I'll have to bring the pictures.
And there was houses behind it.
Yeah,
'Cause I
I
have
was
a
like,
tax map.
that's pretty
I have a
cool.
tax map from 1840.
Yeah.
Oh my
If
gosh.
it was a boiler, it was just destroyed or.
Well, once they got out of the ground, they didn't have a machine to get it out of the ground, but they got it out.
Mr. Hart, I'm glad you actually brought up, that's a weird way to phrase it, I was gonna say rye bread. I'm not necessarily glad you had to bring them up, but that reminded me of something that Mr. Don and I had spoken about. And I double checked the notes, so I wanted to verify, and we did have an action item. We had 2 that I have not seen from them from a while ago, from February. The first was, did he ever provide an estimate for the additional electrical load for the annex?
I wish I
No,
could back up some pieces of it.
You mean what it would cost utility-wise?
Yeah, we had asked in that call with him,
For the energy
the estimate for the additional electrical load from that building for, just in terms of how it might affect
I missed it. They were pouring concrete.
PSE&G bills, et cetera.
Okay.
But also energy efficiency. And then the other one was he was going to confirm the building occupancy capacity.
166, I do know that.
Okay. Just for sake of record, you know that because you did the research and Brian and our group,
because
Reagan, he got it to
I
you?
went with Reagan through the manual.
Yeah.
And we found it there.
Okay, good. All right, thank you. Any other referendum questions?
No, I bother Megan enough.
Well, while you're bored, if you have any more questions, you can.
He's got policy work to do while he's bored.
That's right.
The pink pages, the pink pages.
Oh my gosh, why would you do that to her?
He likes reading.
I volunteered.
Oh my gosh.
As long as I have Wi-Fi at U-Hop, I'll be good.
I'll bring you a hotspot.
I knew you would.
All right, with all of that being said, we already had discussion, so roll call vote please on the referendum.
Mr. Donner?
Yes.
Mrs. Hoey?
Yes.
Mr. Hart?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes.
Mrs. Roseborough?
Yes.
Mr. Hahn?
Yes.
Mr. Crowley?
Yes, motion carries. Okay, coming to the home stretch, unfinished business. Reminders for board members as listed. I am happy to report that we have all of our financial disclosures in. Thank you everyone for doing that. The dates for CSA and board evaluation, I was hoping to be able to give you definitive answers tonight, but Mr. Wright has to get back to me still. We spoke briefly yesterday. He is concerned is a little bit too strong a word, but not far off. He is concerned about a full day training. So he wants to double check with the director and other trainers just to make sure that that is best practices. So he's going to get back to me hopefully by tomorrow because we want to get this locked onto calendars. So please just keep an eye on your emails because as soon as he verifies that, I will send an email out so we can lock in that date so everyone can plan the rest of their end of year.
What's the concern that?
The concern is about the validity of, or the efficacy of training for an extended period of time, once you get past 3-4 hours. I honestly, I don't want to assume for people, but I believe it may be more about the trainer training for that length of time. So I did suggest to him maybe you could tag somebody in halfway through the day.
Have you told him we've had board meetings longer than that?
Normally it's just a whole day. 2 days.
But it's multiple trainers. I think that's what it comes down to. And not that he would be unwilling to do it. I think that there's a concern that it won't, other boards might be like, well, is that valid? Like, what exactly did they do for those hours to get those credits? Because it's towards our master board research, which other boards work for a long time to get to. So.
We're just efficient.
We are just efficient. So I think he's worried about setting a precedent of, hey, boards, you want to get your master cert, just pick a Saturday, we'll come out and do it for you, when it's meant to be more drug out over the course of 3 years.
Okay.
But again, he's supposed to get back to us. If I don't hear back from him by tomorrow at noon, I'll bother him. Email signatures, another reminder. Please update your email signatures to the board standard. If you do not know how to do so, Mr. Boki is supremely talented at training and technology both. That's why we pay him the medium bucks. No, I'm just kidding. So please reach out so he can help you do that. Action goal, plan, goal progress. You will see that listed here. If you have any questions about that, let me know, let the leadership know. Goal progress. Again, can't really talk too much about it because my board docs is not up right now, but we did spend time on that the other week. Anything else for unfinished business? Okay. New business. Announcements. Advisory Planning Committee meeting dates. June 8th is going to be planning for next year. Is there anyone who would like to request to join the June 8th Advisory Committee meeting? It's going to be a logistics meeting, planning. I'll go. Does anyone else want to go?
What is the date on that?
June 8th?
Leon, I can conditionally sign up unless there's an emergency that develops at work.
I could do June 8th.
Ooh. Awesome. Okay.
What time at 3?
3:30.
3:30. Get here before 3:30.
I'm done school.
We'll get here either right at 3:30 or before, unless you want to fight with
Or
the line.
park on Race Street.
Or park on Race Street.
And if you need a backup, if Joe can't make it.
You'll be back up. All right.
I'll be
I
back.
appreciate
What is
that
the
because I
topic of
never.
that?
It will be planning out the agendas for everything for next year. Actually, that would be nice to have you there, because it's gonna be a little bit retrospective on how effective it was and what worked and what didn't. Okay. Spring student performances flyer, that was circulated at the work session. It will be available once board docs goes back up, or you can go to Limpy Regional High School District's website, also known as, for us, Seneca. The graduation date as listed, Governor's Educator of the Year as listed, and CSA evaluation. May 21st will be the first review of the CSA, and it's also our training session.
Oh, that was rescheduled for them?
Yeah, that's how he called it. He said it will be the first review and train, because the training is more to go over like what you're doing,
Right.
and then we can go right into the eval.
So he's gonna show us first how to do it the same night?
No, it's the first review. So if
So I input my stuff.
you input your stuff,
Okay.
Then you're gonna review it.
Correct.
Oh,
And get
okay.
your training. Okay.
correct.
Start time, the same that it was originally supposed to be?
Yeah, it should still be the same.
Okay.
I will verify with him tomorrow. So once he gets it all, we're gonna have.
Will you
I'm gonna
send it
have
back out in
email.
an email?
Yeah. So once he gets back to me tomorrow, we're gonna have an email go out first to you, Mary, so you can just double check calendars, make sure we're kosher or we're good, and then that will circulate to the whole board. All right. All right. New business. Anyone else have anything for new business? Going. Gone. All right. Public comment. It is 9:32. I would like to go ahead and open up public comments. Remember to state your name, municipality. Oh my goodness. We were going to add the township on the board docs. Your section was supposed to be earlier, and I apologize profusely.
Pardon?
Your section was supposed to be earlier, Deputy Mayor. My apologies. We wanted to have you earlier in the evening, but thank you for staying with us. We would like to lead off.
Okay.
She's a night owl, she stays up.
Elizabeth Russell, Liaison, Southampton Township Committee. I'll just go over quickly what we did at our last committee meeting, which was last week. We had a presentation from Middlesex Water Company about a tank equalization replacement presentation. It's on New Boats Corner Road, and it's roughly a third bigger than what's there now. We passed the budget. There was a presentation by Brandon, the second one, and then we passed the budget. And it's a flat budget. There's no increase from Southampton Township. And if anyone is interested in buying property, there will be an auction of property. The first one is this is the address, 1975 Route 206. The second one is 151 Ayerstown Road. The third one is 725 Lucas Lane, Lucas. And I know there's a fourth one. I gave you 1975, I gave you Airtown. I didn't give you Red Lion. It's 9 Red Lion Road. Okay. And then just to mention that July 11th is fireworks, etc. Okay. Also for your calendar, Arts in the Village, that's where the creative team from Southampton closes Main Street and all kinds of vendors, okay? Also, it's the official opening of the library, the new library at Sally's. They're gonna have music, activities for the kids all day, okay? And, okay, just to let you know, the mayor and usually I will sit at the municipal building on Fridays from 12 to 2. If anyone wants to come over, you don't need an appointment. You just come at 12 to 2, we sit there, and if you have any questions or comments, or you've got no place to go, stop by. We do not have coffee or anything like that. Bring
You
your
need to
own.
step up your game.
And, Leon has come, and we're forming, I believe, and the mayor has said it, a very good relationship between the township and the school board. And also, I know Jeff's not here tonight, but I have thanked him for coming because it makes a huge difference, that liaison. And I have one other quick question. Someone asked me that there had not been an Arbor Day, and she may have called you, I don't know. Have you considered for the future an Arbor Day? And if not, could I give her a reason why?
I have not had that conversation. I
Okay.
do know that we have removed the tree due to the extension of the playground that was,
Yeah. So
I don't know the history between Arbor Day. I know that it was brought back temporarily when, Mr. Harris came back.
yes.
So I'm not
It
saying.
usually was a working relationship, kindergarten, first, second grade,
Yeah.
came, they did little skits, and then the township provided just a little tree for each of the students.
No, nice.
So there was my recollection serves me well, because that's around the time that I came onto the board. There was 2 issues that came up occasionally. The first was space availability, because there was more limited space around the school. And that may be something we could address if we wanted to ever revisit doing it. The other was cost. Our then president at the time, the last time this was discussed, was Kit Applegate. And it was a struggle to get the plants. So if I recall correctly, I think he ended up,
Okay,
I don't want
the
to misspeak, I
township
believe he donated.
usually
So if the
got
township wanted to
plants,
take care of the
that's what
plants, then that's a whole.
I'm wondering. Okay, well, if you consider it, please let me know, and I'll work with you on it, but thank you.
Well, in the past, Croshaw up at, in Columbus, had a nursery, and they supplied the trees to us. But then, is there access to any trees to be given, small saplings?
Yeah, each of the, it was like in a little cup.
Yeah.
There's some company that you could get them from?
We did, yes.
Well, Pine Lane's Nursery might be able to help us with that. Pine Lane's Nursery in Columbus might be able to help us. Crucial's is no longer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some of my
Look into it,
nicest
get back
trees.
to you.
Yeah.
My nicest trees are from
So
the,
much
What's
fun.
that?
they're 25 feet tall. My kids.
Do you have any questions for me, or concerns, or anything to take back?
Board members, any township questions?
I was just,
Thank
Ms. Frizell, I just wondered, I was away last week. Could you briefly, because I know it was the big topic of discussion, explain briefly the sharing of Mr. Umba with Medford and why that was decided to be a good idea? I'm not saying it is or it isn't, but I'm just curious because it doesn't seem like there was much information in the public sphere.
Okay, as the question was, Brandy Number, who is our administrator at Southampton, is also going to be an administrator for Medford. Okay, and Medford, as you've read in the paper, for whatever reason, and we did not get involved in that, was looking for another administrator, and Mr. Umba, I am assuming, I do not know, applied. And he needed the approval of the committee, so he will be also working with Medford.
Will that provide a savings to Southampton?
Yes, there is, there was a monetary amount discussed. Yes, so money will be coming to Southampton.
Okay, I don't want to hold you any further than
No,
that, but I
that's okay.
appreciate that bit of description.
Yeah, no, there.
Thank you.
As I say, if you wanna come on Friday, 12 to 2, Bill will continue to explain it.
I
Okay.
might come see Mr. Raftery, thank you.
Just to reiterate, ma'am, can I just clarify, it's a shared service agreement between the townships, is that
Yes,
correct?
it's a shared service agreement.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to speculate on what the rest of that means. I'll ask Mr. Raftery.
Yep.
No, it's
Thank
shared
you.
services.
Any other questions for our deputy mayor? Going?
Thank you.
Thank you. Mrs. Rizal. All right. Further public comments?
Karen Hargrave, Southampton. First question, how did the number of 120 pre-K students, how was that derived for the referendum?
So the state tells us what our universe number is. It was not part of the referendum. Our universe number is determined, they take your first grade students and multiply it by 2, and they say that's how many 3 and 4-year-old children you have out in your community that you would need to service in preschool. So that number, that universe number, when we originally applied for the preschool expansion money was 136 because our first grade population was greater. It has dwindled a little. Now they're saying that our universe number based on our first grade enrollment is 124. So that's how that number comes. And then what they do is they say, okay, you can seat 100, you should be able to seat 124 students. This program only pays for gen ed students. We figure out how many early intervention kids we have coming in with IEPs. Those students are not part of that formula, so they funded us with 108 gen ed students for next year.
Gotcha. And it would seem to make sense that, the community kind of has to become aware that these services are available and, through the real estate process. So, the pre-K program is probably the biggest reason that I supported the referendum so enthusiastically because I know how important those programs are from an education standpoint. I think somebody mentioned that last time, that maybe Mr. Corelli about the family support and families where there's not support for reading and books. That's why pre-K is. I can tell you as a military family, we've moved 17 years. Pre-K is really high on the list for, where families are gonna relocate to, buying houses, education. So, so happy that our community can offer those services. So, just need to realize the folks and get some more of them out there. Yeah, it'll happen, it'll happen. The next question, I don't know how specific I can get. I would be very interested to know what the board members did not like about the budget vote. I didn't ask that at the budget until the vote actually happened, so I don't know how specific we can be about that.
Well, since you're gonna be out of time, so there's any other question you wanna ask?
Nope,
Just
that's
that.
it.
All right, so, board members, I find opening that up if anyone has anything that they would like to mention. We talked a lot about it at the work session. So a lot of that went back and forth. We have some very vociferous and determined board members who have no problem letting you know when they're concerned about something. And I'll call a spade. Mr. Donner is, if he's got a question, he's going to say something, and he does.
Well,
Mr. Hart, Mr. Allen, everyone pays attention, but.
I'd be interested to know why Mr. Donner voted no on the budget. That's really what I'm getting at. There's.
Mr. Dehoff alluded to it when he talked about the state reimbursement on the referendum points. Where
Right.
I think it should be amortized year by year as opposed to back-ending it, because then that way it's a little more disciplined.
Right.
And it saves the taxpayer up front instead of the taxpayer paying it all up front. And then there may not be anything left at the end of the amortization in 20 years. And that's my biggest concern about it.
Okay. Is
We can't, sorry.
Your time's
I
expired.
can't go on,
Yep.
Normally, work session, we went into this a lot. So,
The work session was my place I voiced it. And I do owe Ms. Conroy an apology because I made an assumption that we didn't have the ACES because ACES told me we didn't have ACES. And then I found out later on that we did. And I was upset because Mr. Hicks had signed a resolution back in '24 to join ACES, so he knew it. but then we weren't getting the ACES on the rates that I looked at when I was researching on the solar system. We didn't get the ACES rates. So I apologize, Ms. Conroy, and I apologize to her now in public because, and I was heated about that because I look for a correlation between the resolutions that are passed and the way that the schools run. And any organization, when you pass a resolution, you have to ensure that the budgets and the resolutions are followed and they reflect in the budget so that you have an audit. So that you look, okay, well, we said this, is it being done, is it being followed through? And I was getting feedback from outside sources, ACES and otherwise, that it wasn't, and that's the type of thing that I look at when I look to see if anything's being run efficiently and if there's a problem there.
And that's what taxpayers appreciate, that diligence and that
So
effort.
that's
Thank you for that, your time and your effort.
All right. Okay, any other public comment? Going, gone. It is 9:46. We are closing public comments. And with that, I would love to entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Motion to adjourn, huh?
Yes, Mr. Donner.
It's a long day.
Second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Hoey. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We are adjourned. Thank you very much for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. See you next time.